mic is on. Good evening. The hour of 6 p.m. having arrived, I call to order this regular meeting of the Municipal Services, Facilities, and Infrastructure Committee. This meeting is being broadcast live on Channel 1302. Video is also posted on the city website by the end of the next business day, barring any technical difficulties. Anyone wishing to view a copy of the agenda and supporting materials will find it on the city website. If you are in our audience this evening, you may access the agenda from any mobile device. Copies of the printed agenda are available in the wall pockets as you enter the room. To receive electronic copies of future agendas, please come to the home page and subscribe to the city meetings email list. The public and other city councilors will be recognized to ask questions, make comments on the agenda item under discussion. After being recognized, all remarks are to be made through the chair. I will not recognize an individual a second time until everyone who wishes to speak has had an opportunity. Once a motion's been made and seconded, only the committee and members of the public may speak. Councilors in attendance will have an opportunity at the next council meeting. Anyone who wishes to address the committee is asked to go to one of the microphones in the room, identify yourself by name and address prior to speaking. Written comments are accepted from the public at the clerk's office until Tuesday, 1 p.m. I now call to order this regular meeting of the MSFI committee. I note for the minute taker, all members are present. So, this evening, we have two items on the agenda. The first be a communication from Loretta Simons regarding two sewer line and tree at 79 Woodburn Street. Is Ms. Simons available? Now we'll pass on that for the moment, and we'll take item 2. This is regarding communication regarding closing Jordan Road for 6 nights in March and April for migrating amphibians. Are any amphibians present? Seeing none, is there a spokesperson for the amphibians? Please.
Hi, I'm Brett Thielen. I'm the science director at the Harris Center for Conservation Education, which is 83 Kings Highway in Hancock, and I'm the one who submitted this request. And I'm not sure what you all need from me. Would you like me to just provide some background?
Yeah, a brief overview of what's going on.
Sure.
Yes.
So some of you are probably familiar with our Salamander Crossing Brigade program. This is a volunteer effort we've been coordinating for more than 15 years now, focused on the spring amphibian migration, which is a natural phenomenon when thousands of salamanders and frogs migrate to their breeding wetlands every spring. And in places where they have to cross roads, roadkill is a serious conservation concern. So we have volunteers. We've trained actually more than 1,500 people over the years throughout the Monadnock region who go out on these rainy spring nights to move amphibians across the road by hand to help them prevent them from getting hit by cars, and also keep count while they're out there so that we can have some data about where these crossing hot spots exist and what species are there, and where the problem areas are. So in Keene, our two biggest crossing sites are North Lincoln Street and Jordan Road. At North Lincoln Street, we've been working with the city now since 2018 to close that road on nights when we think there will be a significant amphibian migration for the safety of those amphibians, and also to kind of create a safe place for families to come out and see this migration, because it's a really incredible spectacle. And that has been a really successful effort. We've done this for 3 seasons. During that time, that's ensured the safe passage of nearly 6,000 individual amphibians at North Lincoln Street. We've had scores of people coming out to see it. And so now kind of the next logical step for us is to think about the Jordan Road crossing site, which has fewer individual amphibians, but is notable because it's for the presence of the Jefferson complex salamander, which is a species of conservation concern in New Hampshire, designated by New Hampshire Fish and Game as a species of greatest conservation need. And so These Jefferson salamanders do not occur down at the North Lincoln Street crossing. They do occur at Jordan Road, and so we're seeking permission to kind of expand these amphibian detours up to Jordan Road in the same way that we've done them down at North Lincoln Street, with one exception I would say is that Jordan Road can't be closed entirely the way that North Lincoln Street is. North Lincoln Street is essentially emergency vehicles can remove the barricades if they need, but otherwise no cars are coming through. Jordan Road has residents there, so they need to be able to get to their homes, of course, and so we're requesting for that one closing to through traffic. And as a result, we won't be encouraging members of, if this passes, members of the public or families to necessarily come up there just for safety concerns. We would just have our trained volunteers in proper safety attire at that site, but North Lincoln Street would still be a place where families could come to see this migration. So I think that's it in a nutshell, but there may be things I've missed, so are there
Do you do
questions?
any public information for the residents on Jordan Road? Tell them to go Concord Road instead?
We could, in 2020 when this was first proposed, and then then COVID happened, and we thought from an emergency management perspective, and we weren't sure about gathering on the roads ourselves for amphibian crossing, so we had planned to move forward with it and canceled it due to COVID. And at that time, we did send a letter to all the residents on Jordan Road with some information about what the closures would entail, and we could do that again if you request that. We would need information from the city, current information on who lives there, mailing addresses and that sort of thing, but we'd be happy to send that out to those residents.
Okay, it's not that many homes, and just hitting the mailboxes, I'm pretty sure they'd all cooperate.
Okay.
Committee questions? Staff have anything to say?
I'm turning it over to Mr. Watson from the Assistant Public Works Director. He's been handling it.
Duncan Watson, Assistant Public Works Director. We've been working with the Harris Center for a number of years, getting the program on North Lincoln Street to be a successful program, and it's not only good for the amphibians, obviously, but it's been great for the citizens who are interested in amphibians and their migratory patterns to learn about them literally on site. And so as Brett had mentioned, Jordan Road was the next logical step. We've spoken with the police department to talk about their concerns about the detours, assuring them that, and also the fire department, that any emergency vehicle access would not be hindered in any way by the detours that we're proposing. And of course, the public education campaign and the notification would extend not just to the Jordan Road residents, but also we would be putting that through our normal social media channels to let people know, because the circumstances of the amphibian crossing coincide with a certain type of weather event. It needs to be a rainy night. It needs to be a temperature over 50 degrees, and generally it's always after dark that the amphibians do the crossing. And Brett had given you the statistics on how many amphibians they've counted, but that's while the volunteers are there. They I don't know if they've extrapolated the data, but around midnight, maybe after midnight, they go home, and through the course of the night, more amphibians continue to cross. So there's many thousands of amphibians that are saved by this. And I think that that's a benefit that Keene can be proud of.
Thank you. I can just make a comment that I stopped there. That's where I live, on the corner of Jordan and Pet Shop Road. And it is just so meaningful to see all these kids, all these parents with their flashlights in the rain, looking for these little tiny guys. And, it just really is very life affirming. It's very nice. So anything further, public, committee? Motion, please.
Okay.
Council Filio.
Move to recommend the City Council authorize the closing of the Jordan Road from Concord Road to Peg Shop Road for up to 6 nights in March and April that are coordinated with city staff when conditions are favorable for amphibian migration. City staff may cancel the closure and/or reopen the road at any time if deemed necessary for the convenience and safety of the public. Further, future requests for the closing of Jordan Road for amphibian migration are administratively handled by the city manager.
Second.
Seconded by Council Cat. Anything further? Yes, Bobby.
I just want to make sure that we say thank you to you, Brett, and to the Harris Center for everything you've done for amphibians in Keene. My mother has sent me articles from the Washington Post that highlight this program that goes on in Keene. This is nationally recognized. It's really special. I'm a neighbor of the North Lincoln Street, and, you know, I can recommend, you know, anyone, especially if they have kids, go down and do this. It's a really wonderful, valuable activity. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no more conversation, and all in favor? It is unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Go get them. I did give you all the little amphibian stories that I started to tell you in the hall. But, you know. Okay, and going back to the first item on the agenda regarding the tree on 79 Woodburn Street, I see Ms. Simons is not here. And
Yes, Mr.
therefore,
Chairman, I did have the opportunity to go out and visit with Ms. Simons. I did take a look at the situation. Also, too, just to note that the home is up for sale. I've also been contacted by the potential buyers. So my recommendation this evening would be just to place it on more time, to both evaluate potentially if the tree is going to be considered for removal. I need to take a look at it and see whether it's healthy or not. And then also too, if there is a change in property ownership.
okay. And I would also note that the tree is more than 20 feet from the house. So it's a whole story with this. But at any rate, she is not here, and therefore, as much as I dislike more time, I think this is a great time.
Thank you.
So, Council Roberts, a motion for more time.
Move that the Loretta Smith damage to sewer line and house foundation at 79 Woodburn Street and the request to remove a nearby city tree be placed on more time.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Anything from the public or committee? Yes, sir.
I would just, you know, like to ask that, you know, if you do look at this tree and consider that maybe it should come out, I'd like to hear about potential replacements for a street tree in that area as well.
Sure. Anything further? Seeing none, all in favor? Unanimous. Wow, is this a quick committee? Thank you all for coming. I thank the staff for being here and the amphibian group for joining us. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
We did this committee faster than it takes a salamander to cross a road.